So this is my physics project for projectile motion by me, Joshua Aguilar. So the project overview was to build a canyon, and then as seen in my diagram to the left, the canyon will shoot through a hoop and then end up on the other side. And then so this is also a picture in the middle of what I used to construct the hoop. We'll go over the materials towards the end, but as you can see, it's just various household items I had around my house. Very convenient. I didn't have to go buy anything. I just had everything laying around. Um, Same thing with the Legos. I just had them around since, had them always since I was a kid. And then now I'll bring up the video. Here's the paper I used to find the numbers I needed for my launch. So I have my diagram, and then I have my variables. My velocity was 2.195, time was second, and distance was 2.195 meters. And then the angle at which the thing was shot was 45 degrees. So then to use the equation y max equals v squared times sine of x divided by 2g, that would give us 0.245 meters. And then the actual height of the tower I used was 0.381. So then I just did a quick percent error, and my percent error was 38.1. And then just by seeing the video, we can see in the video that the projectile doesn't stay straight the whole time, so that would be due to things like error resistance. So that's why I believe there was that error in the calculations. And then real quick for inspiration, one thing that I was inspired by was some of the Lego sets I already had. Some Lego sets nowadays do have more complex and intricate components, mechanics, so they look like actual physics projects sometimes. And then another thing that I was inspired by was physics from high school, as this reminded me of things I've done, labs in high school, and then also a couple of labs from this year. And yeah, all involving kinematics. So yeah, and then going into that, my physical principle was kinematics, which is the study of motion of objects and the forces that act on them. So here I just have a quick screen grab of kinematic formulas. There's more that we went over in class, but yeah, these are just examples of kinematic equations. As I said in the video, that I used kinematic equations, rearrange them to find the y max. And then going more into depth about the materials I used. So Lego pieces, that one was easy. I just had them lying around, kind of like this assortment of pictures I used here. And then how I constructed the tower was with garden pots. So let's have a quick image of garden pots, similar stuff to what I used. And I also used the book on the bottom just to make sure it was the correct height. And then lastly is the circular object for the projectile to launch through, which ended up just being a roll of duct tape that I had on hand. Takeaway from my review, two of my biggest takeaways were to be more descriptive of my project and the inner workings of it all. Hopefully through this video I was able to be very concise and provide very descriptive details of how projectile motion works and kinematics and how it works. And the second thing was how using images helps with the understanding of my project. I hope with the various use of images I used throughout the video was very helpful. along with the diagrams and pictures of the actual lab that I set up. So yeah, and then just a quick works cited list of a couple images that I use, and that is everything. Thank you for listening.